where do you go from here? What are you guys going for after this? What's the next goal? I mean, you've gotten signed. You're touring with, I mean, the biggest of the best bands in metal. So where do you go from here?
There's only one way to go, and that's up, man. You know,
Yeah.
they say it's a long way to the top or whatever. It is completely true, and that's where we're going. I mean, we have every intention of. We're going back in the studio in June. Like I said, we got half the record written. We're going to go back, take a couple months off, and finish it up. It should be out in the fall. It's going to be an evolution, you know what I mean? It's not going to be 10 songs that are 200 beats per minute, you know, just ripping away. You know, it's going to be, when we recorded that, we were, 18 years old. You know, now we're 22, 23. I mean, that's a long time ago. So, we've definitely evolved as people and musically, and we've toured with a lot of bands and taken a lot from them, obviously. So the next record is, it's going to be awesome. We've been looking forward to it so much. We have a lot of material just ready to come out. It's still going to be fast, still going to be heavy, but there's just going to be a lot of evolution and a lot of growth as a band, and we're really hoping this next record puts us over the top so we're not opening anymore, so we can get on some bigger tours and, open for bigger tours, but, be like second, direct support, whatever, on, smaller tours or whatever, because it's really hard going out and making $100 a night and fucking being the opening band, it's rough.
As one of the newest bands to come out right now, how hard is it to get up there as far as record sales, piracy, internet, and all that whole business? What have you seen, and what's really hard?
Well, it hurts and it helps. People say, oh, you can't steal, yada, yada, yada. But the problem is you can't steal because the way the industry is set up is that it's fucking all the bands. But in the sense that they don't make any money from it, obviously. But it's also helping them because, dude, the internet, let's be real. When you go to check out a band, what do? You either go to a MySpace or you go to YouTube, type it in. It's got every fucking song in the book, you know what I mean? So you're going to go there and you're gonna check it out. If I like it, fuck, I'll go to the concert. If I really like them, I'll buy a t-shirt, you know what I mean? That's the most important part. I really don't care if you buy my CD or not. I want you to come to the show, I want you to bang your head, and I want you to buy a t-shirt. That's what I want. I think CD sales are over. I think that whole industry is crushed. It's not going to bounce back unless somehow the government steps in, which they're not going to. And file sharing is just the way of the future. That's how it's going to be. You're going to record, you still have the files, you know what I mean? You're still going to record CDs and have good production, but you're just not going to, it's going to be like records, it's just going to be nostalgia of having that CD in the booklet or whatever. And we'll be able to sell them on the road, and that'll be cool, but as far as I don't like how CD sales base everything with touring. Booking agents only, booking agents and promoters and shit like that only look at CD sales and which is dumb because when you can't even get on fucking Mayhem unless you've sold 50,000 records, you know what I mean? Which explains why Mayhem is so shitty this year. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it, but it is. Fucking A. Back in the day, Ozfest, let's not talk about that. You had to pay $100,000 to get on Ozfest, Yeah, if you're on the second stage, you're paying $100,000 to get on the festival. Secret. You know what I mean? Which is stupid. But look how many bands it broke. You know what I mean? Dude, if you told me I need to pay $100,000 to get on Ozfest right now, you damn well know I go to the bank, call up my label, be like, dude, we need to get this money, we need to get on that tour, because after that $100,000 would be paid off because you would sell so much shit, from it, so much exposure. I can't count how many bands that I listen to now when I first heard about Ozfest, you know what I mean? So those festivals are a great way to do that, but there's so many politics involved, and it sucks. The music industry is a shit industry, and you listen to any band that's successful in it, they will all tell you the exact same thing. They fucking hate the industry. It's because it's run by a bunch, for the most part. Our label's great. We love our guys.
Yeah, how's Metal Blade?
Dude, they love us. We love them. You know what I mean? They're indie, though. You know what I mean? They're not... you go to a major label, you're fucked. You know what I mean? But you're making money. So it's... What do you do? Do I want the money or do I want the love? You know what I mean? Only the bands that sell millions of records get both. To sell a million records now, you gotta be, Nickelback or, what have you. Exactly. But you know what? And people knock Nickelback, but dude, I'm sorry, they funded Roadrunner and they put out bands like Slipknot and Killswitch and all those bands are able to continue on that label because of that band, you know what I mean? Literally, it funds that entire label, them. But now they don't because obviously they're moving more rock anyway. But when back in the day, dude, Nickelback they made it possible for bands like Killswitch and shit like that to even exist, and be able to be in stores and get end caps and shit like that. The promotion that they needed, not the music. The music was totally different, but a lot of politics involved, and we learn more and more every day, and it just fucking makes you want to. If you knew all the knowledge that we know now later, it's a totally different. You get into the music because you have this love. You see all these bands. It's all bullshit. It's all politics. It's all garbage. So that's why we drink beer and smoke weed, because it puts all the bad memories aside.
Back on. To close, okay, so you guys were in a small town. You've made, and now you've got a killer sound out there that is going to get even more refined. What do you tell the other kids in small towns who say, I only know 3 other dudes who are the only guys in this town who like metal? What do you say to them?
Well, that's rough. They got to be good. You know what I mean? Number one, there's all the bands that get signed. Well, not all, but there's most common denominators for all the bands that get signed and stuff like that. You got to have, first of all, you got to have the talent. You know what I mean? You can't be shitty players. You know, especially in metal. I mean, it's not easy. You know, you gotta have some talent. You know what I mean? Number 2, you have to have a sound. I mean, you can't just pick up, you know, the last week's releases, go listen to it and try and copy it, because it ain't gonna work. You have to have your own, some type of, you have to have your influences, but you gotta have your own original sound. You know, you gotta have a look. You know what I mean? You can't just bum around in sandals and white shorts, and then the other dude is like metal as fuck, and the other dude's like hippie. It just doesn't work. You gotta have an image, you know. And from a small town, it's really hard to say that you're going to get out of it. You just have to do as much as possible. And the internet definitely makes it more possible now. You can get out to so many more avenues via the internet. You can get your demo out. Do it right. You know, when you do a demo, do it right. Don't record it. You know, when you're first starting out, yeah, record it in your basement with your friend or whatever. But, you know, spend money. The more money and time and effort that you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. You know? And because if the labels and stuff don't see that you're not taking it as professional as possible, then they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? If you're not out there touring as much as you can and showing the label that, you know, any labels or whatever, that you're going to do it on your, with or without their help. That's what labels want now. They don't want bands that are going to come in with their hands open. They want bands that already have their hands tucked in their pockets with already the shit that they've already done. You know what I mean? That's what they want, and that's what you need to do if you're, you know, starting out, you know, young. You gotta have all those components, and then you need a lot of luck. You know, which sucks, but it's true.
All right, perfect. Jeff, thank you very much, man.
Right on.